Hi guys, it's Sheila Shimmers. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're reviewing, actually comparing a new concealer. This one is the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camel Concealer. I've had this for a little bit. I just haven't had a chance to just try it out because I bought so much stuff recently. So we'll be comparing this one to one of my favorite concealers at the moment. It's the Too Faced Born This Way. I honestly think that this Too Faced Born This Way and this Jouer concealer are probably the best two in the market right now. I actually run out of this one. So I will just be using the Born This Way multi-use concealer by Too Faced, like I said. So yeah, we're going to be pairing these two together, seeing how they perform throughout the day. I do have dry skin, so I definitely want to see if this crease on me, if it makes my under eyes look dry, if they are full coverage. We're just going to test all of that out today. If you are interested in seeing how these wear on me throughout the day, then just keep on watching and don't forget to subscribe below, like this video, and let's just go ahead and get started. Like I said, this one is the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camel Concealer. It comes in this little packaging like this, and you just take it out of here. This is how the actual packaging looks like. I really think it's really cute. It is a little plastic bottle. It does have a plastic cap as well, and then the applicator is a doe foot applicator, kind of like the Shape Tape, but a little bit shorter. As far as shades, I think I chose the shade Medium Sand, so it looks a little bit white on me. I felt like I chose this when I wasn't as tan as I am right now, but I think it'll be a good match anyway. The shade that I'll be using with the Born This Way, actually I have a lighter one than this one. I feel like the closest one that I have to this one is probably Nude. So that is the lightest shade that I have in the Born This Way. The other one I use regularly is light beige. And then the other one I have is just much darker. So I will be comparing these two, the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer and the shade Nude. So let's talk a little bit about this product. It retails for $5. You can get this at your Ulta, at your Target, or just your local drugstore. So there are 18 shades available. It comes with 0.2 ounces of product. It is full coverage, long wearing, crease resistant. And it says to use the wand to apply concealer to desired areas, pat out gently with your finger or a sponge for a smooth blend. The other one I'll be comparing it to, I just want to give you kind of a background on the price and everything. This one is the Born This Way Super Coverage Multi-Sculpting Concealer. Retails for $29. It comes in 20 shades. It's supposed to be hydrating, full coverage, weightless, 4-in-1 concealer that conceals, contours, highlights, and retouches. And it comes with 0.5 ounces. It comes with 0.3 ounces more than this one, but this one is $29 and this one is $5. So I definitely want to see how these two, compare to each other. So I'm going to start by applying the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camel Concealer. I'm going to be applying this on my left side, and I am going to just be using my beauty sponge to blend it out. I did already apply foundation. I went with the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. So I'm just going to be applying a little bit of this and a little on my lid as well, because I want to see how if a little goes a long way. I'm starting to blend this out. Right off the bat, I'm seeing that wherever you apply it, it's kind of going to set right on that space. So it's hard to kind of like move it around. So I don't know. That is not something that usually happens to me, and it's starting to look very, very dry on my under eye. But that I can just fix with just putting a little bit more, I feel like, because I went very light. So I'm just going to do kind of a little circle under my eyes, and hopefully that'll fix it. It does feel very creamy. It definitely feels thick. I feel like the shade, it's a little bit light for me. But like I said, in the wintertime, this actually would be probably perfect for me. I'm going to go ahead and apply the other one just because I don't want this side to crease. So then we'll talk about how it's looking, because I feel like my eyes are crazy right now. So I'm going in with the Too Faced Born This Way in the shade Nude. And I feel like this one's going to be just a tad darker, but it'll probably match. So I'm going to come a little closer. I am actually liking the e.l.f. side better today because my face has been really dry lately. I'm going through like a rough patch. I don't know really what's going on. But you can see that this side is looking a lot drier. As far as shades, I feel like both of them are very light on me right now. Obviously, I wish I had gone for something a little bit more golden. But I feel like it looks really good and it just matches my face altogether. Once we apply the bronzer and the powder, I'll probably darken it up a little bit and it will look more even on my face. I feel like it did cover up my under eyes really well. I feel like this side, if I applied it a little bit more, it would probably feel like I have a lot of concealer under my eyes. So I'm going to just leave it at that. But I don't feel like I'm getting that full coverage yet. I feel like I need just a kick more, but I'm afraid to go any further. I don't feel like it's creasing or anything, but I do have my 2 lines right there that I usually get. I have less lines on this side if you can tell, but I don't think this looks horrible. I'm actually not really hating it for $5. I think it looks actually pretty decent and I really like it. So I'm going to let you compare. I'm not seeing really any much difference with both sides at the moment, but I feel like both of them look really good. I am going to be setting them and I am going to be using a loose powder just because I feel like when I use my my compact one, concealers do tend to crease a lot faster. So I'm just going to use the loose powder today. Using my Kiko Milano powder. This one is just their translucent. I'm just going to go ahead and set this. So you can tell I'm not using much powder. And then I'm setting on the lid as well. I feel like that actually looks pretty good. I'm going to come a little closer. You can tell that it actually covered up my under eyes pretty well. If I didn't have this dryness, I feel like it would look a lot better, but my skin is just dry and it just does what it wants. So we're just going to work with what we got. But I'm going to be doing just the rest of my makeup and I'll be back to let you guys know how it's looking and how I'm feeling about it. Alright guys, so all my makeup is on and I feel like this is looking actually pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with e.l.f. because you can't even tell the difference between both sides. I feel like so far it's looking really good. We have to see, of course, how it wears throughout the day, but so far $5.29. I think this concealer just got a lot of hype when it came out, but I haven't heard anybody else talking about it ever since. It was like a full month of just e.l.f., e.l.f., e.l.f. everywhere, and then now nobody's really mentioned it. So I'm just curious to see if it's something that it was just like a YouTube hype or if it's something that is actually really worth it. So far, I mean, I haven't worn it for long, but so far it looks really good on my face. So I actually have no complaints here. So let's just go ahead and see how it wears throughout the day. So I see you guys in a little bit. So it's 10:42. It's been about almost 4 hours since I applied this. Just a reminder, this is the side where I have the e.l.f. and this is the side where I have the Too Faced. A little bit of my darkness speaking through, but it still looks really natural and nice. So nothing is really creasing. I'm gonna come a little closer. I was wearing my glasses and it still didn't rub anything off or anything. So I feel like it's looking pretty good. So far, no complaints. I'm going to do one more check-in at the end of the day, and we'll see how it's looking. So I feel like this is a moment of truth. It is 4:35 in the afternoon. I applied this at 6 a.m., so it's been 10.5 hours since I applied it, and I'm just going to remind you that I used the e.l.f. 16-hour Camel Concealer on my left side of my face, and then I used the Too Faced Born This Way on the right side. Now, mind you, this is one of my favorite concealers, so if I'm just saying, like, this is going to blow me out of the water. I am trying to look at myself in the mirror from afar, but I feel like it's time to just look closer. I am noticing that on this side, a little bit of my darkness came through. Same thing on this side, and a little bit of my mascara kind of fell down on my face right here. It kind of, like, rubbed off. My foundation is looking really dry just because I'm having, like I said, a dry episode right now. Just try to ignore that, but I feel like it looks really good. As far as coverage, like I said, it rubbed up a little bit. I did feel like I applied a lot of product. This is something that just happens obviously after 10 hours. You can't really expect much from these concealers unless you're like packing them on really well. I feel like I could have kept going if I was going for a full coverage, like a glam look. So if that's what you're into, then you can definitely do this with this little concealer. I feel like you can definitely build it up. I like to go with kind of a medium application, kind of like not too sheer but also not too heavy, just because I don't like the feel of having really heavy, you know, stuff right here, especially because I feel like that area of my face is so delicate that I just don't like to put a lot of stuff there. So I feel like it actually looks pretty good. I feel like this looks really decent for $5. This is honestly amazing. There are some concealers from the drugstore that I like to use that I feel like just perform as well as this one, like the LA Girl Pro Conceal. I feel like this one is a really good one. It's also like $5 or $6. So I just feel like this one is a really nice option if you are looking for something, you know, to buy that is full coverage, that is very creamy, that is gonna like really brighten your under eye, and it's gonna last well, because I am really amazed. Like, nothing has creased, and I don't really see very accentuated lines under my eyes, so that is really good. e.l.f. side actually looks better than my Too Faced side. That is insane, but it actually does look better. Like, if you look closer, this side just looks a lot like worn out than this one. This one looks actually flawless. So I'm super impressed. $29 and $5, and this one just seems to have won this time. So if you were thinking about getting this concealer or trying it out, I would definitely recommend it. I hope this video was helpful to you guys. If you were on the look of it, if you already have it, if you were actually wondering to get the Too Faced and you already have this one, stick to this one, girl. Like, this $5 are gonna get you further than this $29. Based on this video, I feel like this is not something that I'm just gonna like throw this away, because I actually really love this concealer. But I just feel like this one just performed better today, at least. I really love comparing high-end products to more affordable ones, because I feel like there's so many things that we can find for a much cheaper price. And sometimes I feel like the things at Sephora are a little bit overpriced. So I really hope that this video was helpful for you, and thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you on my next one. Bye!